Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I will start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Ak Kenaniah. Shalom, Aki. Salaki.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Maki. Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. All praises to the Most High for allowing us to be able to get into his scripts once again.
All praises, yes, indeed. Also joined by a very wonderful brother. If you've had the opportunity to check out any of his literature, that he's put out a couple of books. I personally have one right here handy. My Ak Yosef, Wisdom, the world's greatest hidden treasure. Joseph Joshua, so like you, let me get this name right there. He's joining us this evening. I also have his other book around here somewhere. I got to dig it out, but got this one most recently, so it's right there handy. Shalom, Ak Yosef. Joseph, sorry, Salakia.
Shalom, family.
Hallelujah, all praises. All right, so we are once again at Dibre Hayamim Bête. We are picking up verse 20, chapter 24, and we'll continue this evening through 28, Abba willing. So let's go right ahead to the book of Second Chronicles, and here we go. Let's get directly to it. All right, all right. So we have, what is this? Young Yaash, influenced by Jehoiada, chapter 24. This is the first time I've seen a. I guess this is speaking about the one of the kings that had to take over. Okay, kind, because when we picked up, when we finished off last week, that was that wicked queen that had killed uh, all the males, that they thought
Mm-hmm.
was all the males, and she was made herself queen, and they had hid. Uh, was it Yoash?
Khan. It was and he was saved by his father's sister.
Khan,
Um, and that queen was, I want to say, a descendant of one of the northern kingdom's kings, Ahab and Jezebel. This wicked queen that we're speaking of was their daughter.
Khan. Okay, Khan. Well, let's continue here in this history. We'll pick up at chapter 24 and verse 1. So this is Dibre Hayamim Bête, chapter 24 and verse 1. Uh, Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was uh, Zabiah, Zabiah of Beersheba. So let's take a quick look at her name. I'm sure we've seen it before, but Zabiah, Sibya,
Mm-hmm. Zibya.
Sibya, Khan. Her name means roll like a deer.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
what I was thinking. That's what came in my mind.
Khan, that's kind of a not a good name, but all right. Let's continue. Verse 2. Uh, and Joash did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah all the days of Yehoda the priest, Slakia. And Joash took him two wives and begot sons and daughters. Verse 4.
Oh,
Faithful.
Salakia,
Oh, go ahead.
Salakia. You know, so Jehoiada
Mhm.
was a priest here. I just heard, and I never saw it in scripture, but I heard a brother tell me that uh the Levites weren't able to have uh multiple wives. you know,
I
and
see.
I countered that with Samuel's father, but I wasn't able to I guess drive the point here home. But right here we're reading that this priest right here uh had a multiple was in polygyny, and that's not a big issue or anything. It just came to my mind because I remember having a conversation
Con.
before.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I don't know. Was he a priest? The Levite that had traveled. I can't. I don't think he was a priest. I think he was just a Levite. And I think about it.
Who was that?
Uh, the one whose concubine had played the harlot, went to her father's house, and ended up. It was basically a scene. The scene. It was a mirror scene of Sodom and Gomorrah,
Yeah,
where
Khan. I don't
yeah.
recall him being a priest. I just
Okay.
remember him
Being a
being a
Levite.
Levite. Khan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No sweat. All right. So faithless priest, verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Jehoaz was minded to repair the house of Yahuwah. And he gathered together the priests of the Levites and said unto them, Go out unto the city of Yehuda and gather of all of Israel money to repair the house of the Most High from year to year, and see that you hasten the matter. Howbeit, the Levites hastened it not. So he gave them a directive and they set on it basically.
You
So,
know, I would say his age was
mm,
probably a factor in that.
mhm,
He was probably seen as some young, spoiled, rotten royalty.
mhm,
We don't have to listen to you.
kind. Yeah, you know how stiff necked our people tend to be then
Mm-hmm.
and now. And
Con.
yeah, we need to definitely get our ruachs right from then to even to this present time, because there's still some that just sit on their hands and not you know do the work. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we definitely need to improve that. Verse 6. And the king called for Jehoiada the chief and said unto him, Why have you not required of the Levites to bring out Yehuda and out of Jerusalem the collection, according to the commandment of Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, and the congregation of Israel for the tabernacle of witness. Verse 7. And the sons of what is it? Athaliah,
A Athaliah.
Athaliah, Todaki. For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman had broken up the house of the Most High, and also all the dedicated things of the house of Yahuwah that they bestowed upon the evil ones. So let's check out her name here real quick. I don't recall that particular name. Oh, and we looked at Yehoiada. That's a pretty good name. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
afflicted of Yahuwah. Hmm.
Yeah, this was that queen that we were speaking about.
Okay, Khan. Yeah, she was the one. Okay, Khan. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's continue. Temple repaired, verse 8 says, And the king commanded that they make a chest and set it without the gate of the house of Yahuwah. And they made proclamation through Yehuda and Jerusalem to bring in to the house of Yahuwah the collection that Moshe, the servant of the Most High, laid up upon Israel in the wilderness. And all the princes and all the people rejoiced and brought in and cast into the chest until they had made an end. And it came to pass that at what time the chest was brought unto the king's office by the hand of the Levites, and when they saw that there was much money, the king subscribed, and the priest, like in the high priest officer, came and emptied the chest and took it and carried it unto his place again. Thus they did day by day, gathered money in abundance. So looks like they looking to put back the house of the Most High.
Hmm.
Finally, with some good directive. I was thinking that this he was taking it to it with him. Like, why are you taking it with him? It seemed like they should have a place. Well, I don't know if they
But you
had a.
know this. Oh,
Okay,
Salakia, my
go
fault.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna say
Well,
I don't know if they had a central bank. Probably didn't have
right,
that set up, but yeah.
yeah, God. But you know what I'm thinking? It's if you read this story in Kings, what we read is that Joash was a righteous king.
Mm,
And then like later in the same chapter, we read that Hilkiah, the high priest, and maybe it might be somebody else, but what I remember was Hilkiah found when they were repairing the temple and they were doing all this repairing, one of the priests found the book of the law
con
and they had it read, and Joash ripped his
his garment. His
but you know
garment.
what, I'm wrong. Salakia, that's not Joash, that is Josiah. I'm getting
Oh,
them confused, all right?
con. Okay, okay. So
But
you're
what I
thinking
was
about
thinking,
okay.
yeah, what I was thinking, we didn't read what he had done to be so righteous before, but reading this, you can see that this king here has a righteous heart. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He's seeking to do what's pleasing in the Most High's sight.
Con. Yeah, yeah. He said he did that was which was right, and he's putting back the house of the Most High.
Hmm.
That's his ambition, much like his father Dawid, who sought to build a house and constructed everything, had everything in place, and so Solomon just had to put the pieces together, and Solomon did an abundant amount of work as well, and these men were looked at as decent. Now I know we get into some at that point, before Solomon went off,
Hmm.
he was doing well, but at his later years, yeah, he started going through it. So we didn't get as much of that in Chronicles as we did in Kings.
Hmm.
I thought we would get more in Chronicles, but surprisingly, we it was kind of opposite. So
It was almost a much quicker
mhm,
dealing with slow
King
mo
Solomon, yeah, yeah,
in Chronicles.
yeah, yeah. All right, verse 12. It says, "And the king and Jehoiada gave it to much as they did the work of the service of the house of Yahuwah, and repaired mansions, or Salakia masons and carpenters." Salakia, I said that wrong. Let me start from this point here. And hired, I don't know, it said repaired. I don't know how I saw repaired there, but hired masons and carpenters to repair the house of Yahuwah, and also such was wrought iron and brass, and mended the house of Yahuwah. Verse 13. So that the workmen wrought the work was perfect by them, and they set the house of the Most High in his state, and strengthened it. And when they had finished it, they brought rest and money before the king Jehoiada. Therefore, Slakia thereof was made vessels of the house of Yahuwah, then vessels to the minister, and to offer withal, the spoons of the vessels, gold and silver. And they offered burnt offerings in the house of Yahuwah continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old and was full of days when he died, 130 years old. And he went, he, Slakia, 130 years old was he when he died. So Jehoiada lived 130.
Hmm.
That's a beautiful long time.
Indeed.
Hallelujah. All right, verse 16. And they buried him in the city of Dawid among the kings, because he had done good in Israel, both towards the Most High and towards his house. Now after the death of Jehoiada came the prince of Yehuda, and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them. And they left the house of Yahuwah, power of their fathers, and served groves and idols. And wrath came upon Yehuda and Jerusalem for their trespasses. So here we go again. Your
Hmm.
your 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 father being a righteous man, serving the Most High, doing what he needed to do to rebuild the house, and here you come. You want to deal with these idols. Uh, I mean, come on. That's I don't understand that. I
Huh?
really
And the Abba is not playing. You know, he's not playing with that. He means
right,
that.
right. So here we see wrath coming up on Yehuda, and let's see what we get into here. Verse 19. Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto Yahuwah, and they testified against them, but they would not give ear. My goodness. Jehoash and Murder, son of Jehoiada, Slaki, Joash, Murder, son of Jehoiada. Verse 20. And the Spirit of the Most High came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, which stood above the people, and said unto them, Thus saith the Most High, why transgress you the commandments of Yahuwah, that you cannot prosper? Because you have forsaken Yahuwah, he hath also forsaken you.
Mm.
Right. That's the last thing any human, any person, especially in Israel, should want to hear, that the Most
Con.
High have forsaken you because of your own doings.
You know, it reminds me of "Depart from Me." You know.
Kind. Exactly. Exactly. Verse 21. And they conspired against him and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of Yahuwah. So his father built up the house, and now he's doing evil in the court of the house of Yahuwah, stoning the men of the Most High, telling them to stop going off. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And come on, we got to do better than this. And reason I harp on these things is because these things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. We got
Con.
people right here in the earth today that you know think nothing of these scriptures, of this history, and of the men of the Most High, or any other work that is being done to bring the people unto the King. And the same type of spirit stuck in evil in Christianity and other religions, worshiping idols and all manner of wickedness. So uh, again, these things that are written aforetime are written for our learning.
Con.
So
Indeed. Indeed.
yes, indeed. Verse 22. Thus uh, Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father had done to him, but slew his son. And when he died, he said, Yahuwah, look up on it and require it. Look, look, my mind flashed right to Stephen when he died. Hold this not against them. But he didn't say that. He
Hmm.
said, look upon it, require it. Like
Hmm.
they doing evil to me. Don't let them get away with it.
Con.
Yeah. Uh, Aram invades and defeats Yehuda. There we go. There we go. You want to do evil?
Right. It's
Most
gonna
High
come
got
with a consequence. You know.
He got something for you. He got a little something for you. Let's get into it. Verse 23. And it came to pass at the end of the year that the host of Syria came up against him, and they came to Yehuda and Jerusalem, and destroyed all the princes of the people. And among the people they sent all the spoils of them unto the king of Damascus. Verse 24. For the armies of the Syrians came with a small company of men, and Yahuwah delivered a very great host into their hand, because they had forsaken Yahuwah, power of their fathers, and have executed judgment against. So they executed judgment against Joash. There you go, Joash.
Hmm.
The Most High sent a small force, a small company from Syria, and you got took out by the Syrians, who the Most High had smited for men from your own line in the past.
Yeah, con.
And
Yeah, I want to say just 2 generations ago,
yeah,
or
yeah,
2 kings ago, we hear about what he had done to the Syrians.
right. We just read that a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, con.
here he is using these same people to put you down because of your wickedness. So we got to learn. We got to learn. Do not depart from Yahuwah our power, the power of Israel, the power of our fathers.
Con.
Yeah. Verse 25. And when they departed from him, for they left him in a great disease, in great disease. Oh, is that distress?
Uh, Diseases,
Diseases. Okay, Salaki. I thought I looked at that wrong. Diseases. They left him in
but
great disease.
it looks like it's got an extra S in it, Doc. I'm trying to. It just looks funny.
Okay, let's see what it. Maybe it has some. Let's see what that is.
Mock Louis, Mock Louis.
Mark Louis.
You don't want that.
Sickness, sufferings, caused by wounds. Oh, so he was sick
Getting cut or slashed with a
from
blade
his
or something.
spankings he was getting. So yeah, this reference Second Kings 8:29. We see the same word. So let's continue here. Uh, oh, yeah, we were right there. I was slacking. Let me start from the top. It says, and when they had departed from him, for he had left him in great disease from his wounds, his own servants conspired against him for the blood of the sons of Jehoiada the priest, and slew him on his bed, and he died. And they buried him in the city of David, and they burned him not in the sepulchre, Salakia, and they buried him not in the sepulchre of the kings. So they didn't even put him where the kings go. They put him in the because he brought that wickedness. And that's another thing
Con.
too. You got to make a distinction of the righteous and the wicked. You know, you have a wicked king. He don't go in the same place that King David go. You know, when
Hmm.
that's that's not even meat. You know, it makes sense for them to put him in not where the kings were. So especially when you come in doing evil and
Con.
continue in evil, so that the Most High smites you to the ground. Verse 26. And these were they that conspired against him: Z- Zabad or Zabad, the son of Sima, Simatha,
Shemith.
Shemitha, Shemith,
Con.
and an Amorite, an Amorite, Amoritis,
Uh, Ammonitis.
Ammonitis,
So this
Salaki.
is a woman.
Oh my. And Zehoabad, the son of Shimri, or is that
Shemrith.
Shimrith, Salakia, a Moabite.
Oh, okay, these are just their mothers. These men's mothers. Now that I think about it, I was thinking that
Oh, the son. Okay, con.
yeah.
Yeah. Salaki. I might have read that wrong. I might have read that wrong. So
I
it's
don't think you did. I was just thinking like when I saw Ammonitis like the first time, I was like, wow, this guy was and he betrayed him. Shouldn't have had him around him anyway. But that's not what it was saying. It was just saying that this man that was around him, his mother was an
oh, to Amorites.
Ammonitis.
Okay,
Hmm.
con. So it's giving that lineage to the mothers as in this
Hmm.
situation, as opposed to the fathers. That's strange. Uh,
Indeed.
from what we've read to this point. So,
Hmm.
all right, verse 27. Now concerning his sons, the greatness of the burden laid upon him, and the repairing of the house of the Most High, behold, they are written in the story of the book of the kings, and Amaziah his son reigned in his stead. Oh boy, we're gonna get into Amaziah. Looks like that's next. So let's go to 25 here.
I want to say that Amaziah was I don't know. I was getting ready to say, from what I recall, he was a righteous king, but
King
uh,
Amaziah.
yeah, but I could be wrong. I know that we hear about a lot of folly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
right. Yeah, his prayer is in the Apocrypha, and he
nah, that's Azariah.
Azariah is not Amaziah. The prayer Amaziah.
Yeah, the kind. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's Azariah, and Azariah was really one of those three Hebrew boys.
Okay, okay. I
I'm
might be
pretty
mistaken on
sure.
that. Let's take a quick guess here. Quick.
Because he really goes in with that prayer too. You know,
Oh,
uh,
Manasseh, Salakia. I was thinking
okay, come.
Salakia. We was both thinking something different.
Well,
Oh
there's a
no.
prayer of
Yeah,
Azariah
Isaiah.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Khan. So there's two different ones in there. Okay,
Hmm.
Salakia. So my bad. I was wrong on that one. Uh, okay, Khan. All right. So let's continue here. Amaziah succeeds Joash in Yehuda. Verse the Dibre Hayamim Beit, chapter 25, verse 1. Oh, we lost our Joseph.
Okay, come.
No wonder he was so quiet. Okay, well, he might have hit a dead spot where he was traveling. So, safe travels to the Ark, and yeah, I'll be with you in your travels and doing what you're doing. So, uh,
Indeed.
yes, indeed. All right, verse 20, verse 1. Amaziah was 20 and 5 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 20 and 9 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoadan, Jehoadan of
Hmm.
Jerusalem. Is that say that right?
Yeah,
Jehoadan?
kind of that last one.
Okay, Jehoadan of Jerusalem. So let's check out her name here.
Yeah,
Yehoiada.
I like that. It's something judge, isn't it?
Look like it,
The
yeah.
Most High will judge.
Yehoiadin, yeah. Yahuwah's
Oh,
delight,
Yahweh
actually.
delights.
Yeah. That Dan typically very does refer to judge, but yeah, delight is what they got in that. So I'm guessing that Dean, as opposed to Dan, even though it looks like Dan here, but I guess however they got the
Hmm.
transliteration as D-I, A-D-I-N. So yeah, it definitely can be confusing. Wife of Jehoaz, mother of Amaziah of Yehuda. So let's continue here. Verse 2. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah, but not with a perfect heart. Okay, so he started off good, so I can respect that.
Hmm.
Now it came to pass when the kingdom was established on Salakia, was established to him that he slew the servants that had killed the king of his father, had killed the king his father, Salakia. So his father was killed in that situation, so he went back and avenged that, which I
His. I was just thinking about that. And you said avenge, right?
right
But in my mind, I'm thinking, man, is this vengeance or is this self-preservance or it's uh what do you call it?
preservation.
Self-preservation. Yeah, kind.
Mm-hmm. Well, uh, I think if that was the case, I think if they wanted him, they could have got
Yeah, they
him,
could have got him,
probably
kind.
at the same time. But I think they got rid of the wicked king, and I always go, why did you let this wickedness just fester in Israel? Among these kings, why you let this king just be wicked? There should be a righteous council that is established to keep check of the king. Like if the king go off,
Hmm.
look, man, we got to give you some counsel. And if you continue, Hey, judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like we seek Yahuwah, you seek Yahuwah power of Israel, and ask him, do we need to judge this king? Do we need to be removed? You know, I think that would have been highly beneficial, and probably would have saved some of these situations that came. You know, when um, when the Most High delivered the 10 tribes to uh, Jeroboam, you know, if they'd have had a council set up and said, "Hey, what we need to do in this situation," and the Most High said, you know, give them some space or whatever the case, I don't know. You know, it depends on
Hmm.
how he would have looked at it. But I think you can't just let the king, just because he's the king, you can't just let him go off into wickedness. You got
Not
to
at
have
all.
some kind of righteousness in there, and to keep things going in the right direction. You know,
Hmm.
so that's my estimation on it. You know, so
Indeed.
verse 2, and he did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah, but not with a perfect heart. Now it came to pass, when the kingdom was established, to him that he slew the servants. Oh, Slucky, I just read that. I don't know what I'm saying. Verse 4. But he slew not their children, but did as it was written in the book of the law of Moshe, where Yahuwah commanded, saying, the father shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for the fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin. So yeah, he went about it in the right manner. So
Yeah, it
that's
sounds
good.
like he's yeah, it sounds like he's gonna get buried in the sepulcher.
Yeah, kind. Sounds like it. So Amaziah defeats Edom. Yeah, I think he did. We'll continue here. I'm not going. We'll continue. Amaziah defeats Edomites. Verse 25. Moreover, Amaziah gathered Yehuda together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, according to the house of their fathers, throughout all Yehuda and Benjamin. And he numbered them from 20 years old and above, and fought and found them 3,000, Slakia, 300,000 choice men, able to go forth to war, and could handle the spear, and could handle spear and shield. Verse 6. He hired also 100,000 men of valor out of Israel for 100 talents of silver. 100 talents of silver got you 100,000. They must have been doing bad at that time, because that's
That's what I was thinking. It might have been a near famine or something, you know.
kind. My goodness.
Well, you could kind of imagine that also after the defeat of and the invasion
Yeah,
that the Syrians came in. So you know we're nearly of that. You remember how in Judges we read about all those captivities when we went off.
yeah, kind.
It's something similar to that, I imagine.
Yeah, kind. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Verse 7. But there came a man of the Most High, saying, Salakia, there came a man of the Most High to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with you, for Yahuwah is not with Israel, to with all the children of Ephraim. So he like, I got these for $100. You mean to tell me I got 100,000 for like 100? I mean, that's probably not $100, but it's 100 pieces of silver. It's not a lot. I mean, that's a decent amount, but for 100,000 men, like it's 30,000 for a slave. I mean, 30,000. It's 30 pieces of silver for a slave.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So to put that in perspective, 30,000 pieces of silver get you one slave. He hired 100,000. He hired an army for 100 pieces of silver. To kind of put that in perspective for the people. So
Yeah, I don't even know how they break that up. You know how they break that down together. You know.
right, kind. Yeah, I guess silver kind of break down the shekels, and so when you get to the shekels, I don't know what the translation of how many
Hmm.
shekels to a what was it, a talent of silver? Well, not a talent, but How much did he say?
Let's see. 513. No.
For how much silver? I just read it. King established. 100,000 men of valor for an 100 talents. Yeah, it was a talent of silver. So out of whatever a talent breakdowns to shekel wise. So it seemed like that, and I said that earlier because it seemed like they would have had some kind of, because they really understood money exchange and whatnot. So it seems
Mm-hmm.
like they would have had some kind of I don't want to say central bank, but where are they getting all this money, these talents, these measurements of the silver, these shekels, and this gold. But they don't really trade gold like that. You know what I'm saying? They really use silver for like a money mark as well as shekels. Uh, so silver would be, or shekels would be like, I'm guessing like the lower money, and then silver would be the higher money. But we don't see
Mm-hmm.
them getting into, in the trading of gold. We see gold, in abundance when at the time of Solomon, but we see them giving it to the evil ones coming against us. So, all right, where did I leave off at? I done lost my place. But you were strong in
See.
battle,
Amazon.
cast down.
Is it
Oh,
verse
and verse 8.
9?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we at verse
Kanslaki.
8. Yeah, no, no, we good, we good. All right, verse 8. But if you, if you will go, do it. Be strong for the battle. The Most High shall make you fall before the enemy. For the Most High have power to help and to cast down. And Amaziah said unto the man of the Most High, but what shall we do for 100 talents which I gave which I gave to the army of Israel? And the man of the Most High answered, that Yahuwah is able to give you much more than this. So he's like, what am I supposed to do for my 100 talents? I already paid them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, verse said like 100,000 men, it'd be like 1,000 talents, but I don't know. Verse 10. When Amaziah separated them, to wit the army was come out of Ephraim to go home again, wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Yehuda, and they returned home in great anger. I can kind of understand that. Like, I'm gonna hire y'all to go with me, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna change my mind, and y'all just go home. We're not gonna use y'all. These men were amped up for war. You know what I'm saying? They ready to go and fight. Anytime you go in and fight, you putting your life on the line.
You know,
So,
Slaki,
no, go ahead.
so Amaziah is he's northern or southern.
No, he's the king of Southern Kingdom.
Okay, and he hired these
Northern
Ephraimites.
Kingdom. Yeah, he hired
Okay.
the 100,000 from Ephraim, and he got them. Like I said, you hire them to go to war, so your mindset is on war. You ready to
Mm-hmm.
to to, to get after it, and then all of a sudden you get sent home. So I can understand them being, a bit like,
We're feeling some type of way about that.
yeah. I mean, because you done got your mind and your spirit ready to fight, to battle. Your
Mm-hmm.
body should already be ready, but you got your mind and your spirit ready for battle, and it's canceled. Like, the battle not canceled, you just not going. Like, well, I'm not good enough to go. I'm
All
ready. I
right,
done done
right.
my push-ups. You know what I'm saying? So all right, verse 11. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people, and went to the valley of Salt, and smote the children of Seir 10,000. Slakia, and smote of the children of Seir 10,000. So he went at it, and looked like they did pretty good without the Ephraimites. Verse 12. And the other 10,000 left alive, but the children of Yehuda carried away captive, and brought them unto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they were broken in pieces. Wow. Wow.
Man.
My goodness, verse 13. But the soldiers of the army of Amaziah sent back, and they should not go with him to battle, but to battle, fell upon the city of Yehuda and Samaria, even unto Bethron, Betharon,
Hmm.
and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoils. So I don't condone that. Now I can understand you being a little angry, but no, that's filthy. I'd have paid y'all. So the fact that I don't take you with me don't mean you go and take me now. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I
Hey,
could
Con,
I could almost understand that if it was
I
another nation, but this is your brother. Even though we not tight like that, we still brothers. You know what I'm saying? You
Con,
still you from
you're exactly right. You're exactly right. No buts about it. I can just see our people doing this though. You know what I mean? Sadly.
yeah, sadly, indeed, indeed. That's the broken mind of
Hmm.
our people. So
And we was in our own land at this point, you know?
right, yeah, yeah, and we did a lot of folly. We did too much folly, and that's what ended us up getting carried away. Uh, this was right before, well, not right before. This was before that time, where the Northern Kingdom was carried into Babylon, or not Babylon, but Syria, Assyria, Slucky, and then of course the Southern Kingdom got carried into Babylon, and my goodness, Amaziah rebuked for idolatry. Yeah, he about to get into the. Here we go.
Mm, right.
Verse verse 14. Now it came to pass after that Amaziah had come from the slaughter of the Edomites that he brought the idols of the children of Seir. What? He brought the idols of the children of Seir and set them up to be his idols.
Wow.
Why would in the world would you do that? And bowed down himself before them and burnt incense unto them. Amaziah, what in the world are you thinking? How you go into a place and defeat the people and want to take their idols who did them no good and you're defeating them? Come on, come on.
You
That's
know,
not even reasonable.
not that I care who these idols are, but I never knew that that the Edomites had like idols like the Moabites and the Amorites.
Yeah, all the people had them. All the people had theirs, and everybody was given. Uh, I can't remember where it was. I want to say it's Zechariah. I want to say if I'm thinking this from memory. I want to say in chapter 14, Zechariah. It talks about all the people returning to their idols.
Okay.
Um, I believe I may be mistaken about that, but uh,
Yeah, I have to check it out.
okay.
When we were back in Bereshit and we were reading the names of those dukes, you
Yeah.
remember those names like one of his names was money is my deity. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Like you
okay.
remember that? Like we were
Yeah.
reading those
Yeah.
names and it was all like worldly stuff.
Right.
Like it
Right.
didn't really ever name a deity like we read about with certain other ones. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Kind
So
of where they had a name specifically.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. I believe they definitely had some names. They definitely had some ones that they was dealing with in great, what I'm saying, in abundance. But we don't. Ironically, we really don't get into those, and we may find some in here as we continue here. But I remember him going off, but I didn't remember what he did. But now reading this, I'm like, oh gracious. So yeah, verse 15. Wherefore the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, why have you sought after the idols of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of your hand? Come on, I mean
right.
that, like that's not even sensible. Like why would you? Why would you want to bow down to something that couldn't even keep them from you? The Most High was with you, and you went in there and handled it, and they couldn't do anything. But you gonna take their stuff and come on, man.
Makes no sense. Makes
That
no
don't make
sense, huh?
that don't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, come on, you bugging. Verse 16. He's trying to appeal to his intellect. Like, bro, this that don't even make sense. It's stupid. All right, verse 16. And it came to pass, as he talked with him, that the king said unto him, Are you made the king's counsel? Look at the arrogance right here. Are you made the king's counsel? Forbear. Why should you be smitten? Then when the prophet uh Slakia, when the prophet forbear and said, I know that the Most High have determined to destroy you, because you have done this, and have not hearkened unto my counsel. Like that should put the fear, you know what I'm saying? That should have lit fire up under Amaziah to say, oh man, my bad. He
Mm-hmm.
should have repented. Instead, he like, are you the king's counsel? Are you my counsel? Did I hire you to counsel me? Like, what? Man, the Most High about to kill you. What's wrong with you? All right. Amaziah defeated by Joash of Israel. When Amaziah, king of Yehuda, took advice to and sent to Joash, Salaki, I think I read that wrong. Then Amaziah, king of Yehuda, took advice and sent to Joash, the son of Jehoiada, the son of Yeru, king of Israel, saying, Come, let us see one another in the face. Like, oh man, I want to break bread with Israel now because they've been going off. I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
go off too. The spirit of going off done came upon me. I want to get with other people that's going off. Verse 18. And Joash, king of Israel, came to Amaziah, king of Yehuda, saying, The the thistle
Mm-hmm.
that was in Lebanon, sent to the cedar, Slakia. The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give your daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a great Slakia. And there passed by a wild beast that was in Lebanon and trodden down the thistle. What kind of I'm completely confused on this. Let me read that again. And Jehoiada and Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Yehuda, saying, The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give you daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a great wild beast that
Mm-hmm.
was in Lebanon and trodden down the thistle. Okay, that make a little bit more sense. I read it better than that one. Verse 19. You saith, Lo, you have smitten the Edomites, and your heart lifted you up uh, to boast, Slakia. Lifted you up to boast. Abide not at home. Why should you meddle in thine hurt, and you should fall, even you and Yehuda with you? Okay, Slakia, who's talking here?
I believe this is Amaziah that is talking to King Joash. Yeah, Joash.
Oh, okay. So this must be
Oh,
Yoash speaking,
Salakia. Yeah, this is Joash speaking to
because
Amaziah Khan.
Amaziah the one that split the Edomites. Okay, con. Okay, so I'm confused, but that makes sense now. Okay, verse 20. But Amaziah would not hear, for it came from the Most High, that he might deliver him unto the hand of their enemies, because They sought after the idols of Edom. So Joash, the king of Israel, went up, and they saw one another face to face, both he and Amaziah, king of Yehuda, at at Beersheba, at Beershemesh, which belongeth to Yehuda. So I like how they put these details in. They met at Beth Shemesh. That belongs to Yehuda, so don't get it twisted. He didn't cross over to the northern side. The north came to his side. So, verse 22. And Yehuda was put in the worst before Israel, and they fled every man to his tent. Yehuda was put to the worst before Israel, and they fled every man to his tent. So they attacked him?
Con.
Looks like it, yeah. Okay, verse 23. And Joash, the king of Israel, took Amaziah, king of Yehuda, the son of Joash, the son of Jehoiada, at Beer-Shemesh, and brought him to Jerusalem, and brake down the walls of Jerusalem from the gates of Ephraim to the corner gates, to the corner gate, 400 cubits. And he took the gold and the silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of the Most High with Obed Edom, and the treasure of the king's house to hostages also. Slack it. The hostess. Is that host?
Hostages.
Hostages. Okay, I read that wrong. Salaki. I read that right. Listen,
Hmm.
the hostages also, and returned to Samaria. What? So
Right,
your so your brother King backstabs you after you go and break bread and start worshiping idols, and
yeah.
the Most High sends a man to judge to tell you you're going off and you about to get it, and you go and decide you're gonna break bread with your brother King, and what happens? He backstabs you and takes all your stuff and carries you away to his own capital. Surprise!
I like that is the way that you broke that down. It's the way that we need to hear it because I can remember reading about this and being like, well, this king from the northern kingdom is wrong for attacking his brother to the south. Um, I'm thinking we're more damaged to ourselves than other people, but the way what you just said, this brother, this king from the south went off.
Yeah,
He's being corrected by who the Most High sent. You know,
exactly, exactly. We just saw him raise up the Syrians and with a small company and come in and smite. And what happens? You get the opportunity. What the next generation? You get the opportunity to go and uh, smite the Edomites. And
God,
instead of you taking that for what it is, a victory from the Most High, you bring their idols into the land of the Most High and start worshiping them. I
total
mean,
folly.
yeah, kind. So he sent a man to you to let you know, right, you tripping. And instead of you taking that and saying you right, I'm tripping, my bad. My apologies. I went off. Most High, forgive me. Instead of doing that, you get arrogant and ask the man if you hired him for counsel. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, well, let me just move on about the way. But just know that the Most
Just
High got something for you.
wow. I'm
Yeah,
just it's like if our people understood this,
come,
like they would understand that okay, if I'm gonna continue putting up a tree in December
kind,
in my
kind,
home, if I'm
kind,
gonna continue to hide Easter eggs for my children,
kind,
I can expect for these folks to shoot my children in our own backyard. I can
kind.
expect to be harassed in my own neighborhood.
Con,
I'm
right,
saying when I continue doing these things, I'm really saying that it's okay.
right, exactly, exactly. Because you teach not only with the words that you use, not only when you get up in front of people, whether it's physically in front of them or in front of a camera, broadcasting to social media, whatever the case, you also teach with your actions. What
Hmm.
are you doing with your actions? Because when people see that, they see what your character is. So whether you in front of people or whether you behind closed doors, your actions speak volumes as to who you are and what you about. So yeah, Amaziah got judged right here, and you know, let's see if he repents. Hopefully he does. Let's see. Verse 25. I don't think he repents till much later, but let's continue. Verse 25. And Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Yehuda, lived after the death of Joash, son of Jehoiada, king of Israel, 15 years. And the rest of the acts of Amaziah, first and last, behold, are they not written in the books of the kings of Yehuda and Israel? So I thought we got more about Amaziah because I remember him going way off. Like he did, I thought he did a whole bunch of folly. I may be mistaking him with another king.
I'm trying to remember as well. Trying to think who Amaziah's son was. Is
Oh,
it is that
hold
Hezekiah?
nah, I think I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
Let's continue here as we should get into that. Verse 27. Now after that, now after the time of Amaziah did turn away from following Yahuwah, they made conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish, Lach, Lachish.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, I dead on.
Praises, hallelujah. Uh, but he sent, but they sent to Lachish after him, and slew him there. Now Amaziah didn't get slowed. Not Amaziah, Salakia. The king I'm thinking about didn't get slew because my thinking was, why did they let this man continue in his evil for so long? But I
Hmm.
can't remember who that was I was thinking about uh, because
You know what?
he
I do remember that, and that wasn't a Southern Kingdom. That was like one of the first kings of Northern Kingdom. I want to say because he
oh
was wicked as all get out. Uh,
okay
I
after
remember I remember us covering it, and
okay yeah.
yeah.
So I may have just mistaken it from one to another, but I was thinking yeah okay okay. Well, so Amaziah met his end at Lachish. He tried to get away, and so who's in charge of life and death? It is the Most High Power of Israel. So he thought he could get away by fleeing to Lachish, and they sent, oh, he Lachish, go get him. And yeah, they went and slew him there. Verse 28. And they brought him up on horses and buried him with his fathers in the city of Yehuda. Not the city of David, in the city of Yehuda. So no, he didn't go in the sepulchre with where the good kings
Mm,
went.
God.
Yeah, right. So this is Uzziah succeeds Amaziah in Yehuda. Is that right? Yeah, Uzziah.
Uzziah Khan.
Uzziah, all praises. All right, verse 26. Then all the people of Yehuda took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in the room of his father Amaziah.
Khan. Salakia.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
know that we've looked it up before, but I
Uh-huh.
forget what that name means.
Uzziah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. Uzziah.
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 My
My
strength
strength is
is Yah.
Yahuwah. Yeah, Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, all praises. Yeah, that's a good name. That's a good name. In fact, it's a brother on YouTube by the name of I think he used that same name, Uzziah. Uh,
I like that.
yeah, that is a good one. All praises. Verse 2. He built Elthah and restored it to Yehuda after the king slept with his fathers. 16 years old was Uzziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 15 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was uh, yeah, yeah,
Yakola.
Yakola. Yeah, I didn't know where to start on that one. Yakola uh, of Jerusalem. So let's check out her name as well.
Mhm.
I don't know if we saw that.
Yakolia. Yakolia.
Glory
Yakola.
to God. Yahuwah is able. Oh man, I like that name.
Man.
I like that name,
You know
Yahuwah.
what? Like I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of these names in my head and
Mhm.
like what they mean. And
Right.
I'm just reciting them in my name. And it's almost like a song and it's like a praise song, just speaking our forefathers and
Uh-huh.
our people's names.
Kind, yeah, yeah. That's a beautiful thing, to give praise to the Father with your name. And we saw how imperative that was when they carried away the children of Israel to, or the children of Yehuda, how he changed their names. These ones that he gonna elevate, we're gonna change their names from so much that the churches on the first day of the week, whenever they mention the three Hebrew boys, they never mention their Hebrew names. They always mention the wicked names that they were given.
Come, come.
You know, and the only one they don't do that with is Daniel, because his name was changed to something so evil I don't even want to say it.
Hey, come,
But
come.
yeah, yeah. So verse 4, probably because it's just easier to say Daniel than the other name, that other name. And it's amazing. I got it right in my mind. I mean, I know
Well,
exactly.
it's one of those 7 syllables, isn't it?
It's yeah. It's
Something like that. But it's I want to say it's similar to the king that was in that land, wasn't it?
kind. Can you see this right here
Oh, where you at?
at the very top? See what my cursor is?
Okay, Khan.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, Khan.
Remember
Yeah,
that one?
yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah. I probably didn't spell it right, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think if you misspelled it was only by a few letters. I knew
Okay.
exactly what you. Yeah.
Con. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Verse 4. Yeah, we don't like to say the names of these idols because they idols. We don't call them their
Hmm.
names because of that. So, verse 4. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahuwah, according to all that his father Amaziah did. So he followed in the way of Amaziah. So I think Uzziah gonna be a stand-up king, I should say. Verse 5. And he sought the Most High in the days of Zechariah, who had understanding in visions of the Most High. And as long as he sought Yahuwah, power of Salakia. So, and as long as he sought Yahuwah, Yahuwah power made him to prosper, made him to prosper. Salakia. I don't know what I'm doing, but he made him to prosper. So when he sought the Most High, he made him to prosper. Ain't that strange how the Most High work? You serve him, he serves you.
Hmm.
Ain't that amazing? I mean, is that so hard to figure out? If I serve Yahuwah, he gonna serve me.
Khan.
I mean, he's the power of everything. So why would I not serve the power of everything? Because he's gonna give it back to me. I mean, I'm not saying that's why you should do it. You should do it because it's the right thing to do. But when you do it, I mean, it's a reward in it. It's not nothing. So why would anybody go off like that? That's not even sensible. You know what I'm saying? It's not even reasonable. Like Uzziah succeeds in war. Verse 6. And he went forth and warred against the Philistines and break down the walls of Goth and the walls of Ya Yab Yab
Yab, Yabne.
Yabne 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 Khan and the walls of Ashdod and built cities about Ashdod and among the Philistines. Like, look here, I'm gonna tell look, the Philistines are relentless.
Con.
I mean, we just nonstop with the Philistines. I'm surprised the Philistines not right here in America giving us grief right now. Because I
But
mean,
I want to say like this is getting closer to the last time that we start hearing about the Philistines. We're getting
okay, okay,
pretty close, and just in time frame. From what I can recall.
okay. And that it just made me think about. My mind went to Psalms 83, and I can't remember. I don't think the Philistines are mentioned in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's see.
Uh, they
Edom,
took
the
the
Ishmaelites.
council.
Yeah, Khan, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, uh, the Hagarenes, and hoping with the children a lot. Uh, no, I don't think they mentioned it there off the top. Now I gotta go to it, Salakia.
Yeah, con.
Now I gotta go to it
I
because I'm
mean, but
like,
that's interesting. That's interesting.
yeah, Khan. So let's see here, 83.
Somebody that plagued us
All
so
these
many,
years.
what I mean, like and just
Right,
disappeared.
right.
Yeah,
Uh, okay. Tabernacles of
they
Edom,
are.
the Ishmaelites.
Yeah, they there.
Oh, surely is Philistines. The
Yeah.
inhabitants of Tyre. Wow. So they are relentless. I mean, even to the end, they're gonna be right there. Good grief. Slakia. I didn't remember them in there, but yep, they right there. Man. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Slakia. All right, verse 7. And the Most High helped him against the Philistines and against the Arabians that dwelt in Ger Evil. And the who is that?
Mehunims.
Humans.
Mehunims.
Make okay, kind. Let's take a look at these cats. You know what? I don't think we looked up the Arabians. Let's take a look at that one. RYB.
Is it mixed? Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Arab mixed inhabitants of Arabia, which makes sense. We did look up those guys. Let's check out this evil one here.
Mm.
Gu evil, dwelling of evil. Makes sense. Oh, Slacky, let me go back. A place which dwelt Arabians, providing line between Philistines and Arabian peninsulas. Huh. Okay. And dwelt in. Let's check out this spot. Gu evil. Yeah. Dwelt. Oh, that's why I just looked at Slacky. This one is the one. Mu'unin. Mi'unin. Habitants.
Mm.
So that just means the people that lived in that particular area. People who
Mm-hmm.
lived in southern Canaan. Group exile, perhaps descendants of one. All right. Con. Let's continue. Verse 8. And the Amorites gave gifts to Uzziah, and his name spread abroad, even to the entering of Mizraim, for he strengthened himself exceedingly. All praises the Most High is with this our king, this our king. Moreover, Uzziah built towers in Jerusalem at the corner gates, and at the valley gates, and turned the walls and fortified them. All praises. He building up the city.
God.
That's building up the nation, really. But verse 10. Also, he built towers in the desert and digged many wells, and he put much cattle both in the low country and in the plains, and husbandmen also, and vine dressers in the mountains and in Carmel, for he loved husbandry. That's a good trait. Verse 11. Moreover, Uzziah had an host of fighting men and went out to war by bands, according to the number of their account. by the hand of uh,
Yaliel.
Yaliel Khan. That J throw me off. Yaliel Khan, the scribe of Manasseh,
Maasaiah.
Maasaiah, Salakia, Maasaiah, the ruler, under the hand of Ananiah,
Hmm.
one of the king's captains. The whole the whole number of the chiefs, Salakia, the whole number of the chief of the fathers of the mighty men of valor were 600, Slakia, were 2,600. So 2,600. Verse 13. And under the hand of an army, 3,705. Slakia, I said that it was completely wrong. Let me read that again. Verse 13. And under the hand of an army, 300,000 and 7,500 that made war with mighty power to help the king against the enemy. Yeah, remember we were looking at those Hebrew numbers and how they come up. That's why they read so kind of strange. Is this 300? So you would take the letter for 100, and you would take the letter for three, and then for 100, and I think three would be what, Gimbal, Aleph Bet.
Khan.
So three, and then I can't remember what 100 would be, and then whatever 1,000 would be. So you would say Gimbal, whatever 100 would be, and then 1,000, and then and 70 and 7,000. So you would use the letter for seven.
It would be kind not yeah Yain. No,
Yain, Zain.
Zane.
Okay, Zain the number for seven, and then
Hmm.
whatever the number for 1,000 is, and then you would use uh, the number for five, and then 100. So it makes sense now that we kind of understand that a little bit better. Why it reads kind of awkward because in English
Hmm.
we don't speak like that. So uh, yeah, all right. Verse 14. And Uzziah prepared them, Slakia, and Uzziah prepared for them throughout all the host shields and spears and helmets and Hagbengun, Hadbengun,
Habergions.
Habergions, Habergions. Okay, I was saying goons, Habergions, and bows and slings to cast stones. So let's check out this Habergions, since I don't remember what that is. Shion, Shion.
I don't see how they got that from there, but
Body armor,
hmm,
weapon, perhaps lance or javelin. I don't think it'd be no lance. I mean, that's not our culture.
right.
Lance is what
Spear.
yeah, yeah, javelin, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Habergion. I wonder what kind of word that is. Habergion, Slacky. Get sidetracked, but just a little bit. You just take a look at that. Proper noun, Habergion, a sheep coat of mail or scaled armor. So, it kind of makes sense. That's not a common word in today society. That's got to be
Like
old.
old like English, Saxon,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Germanic.
right. I ain't never. All right, right. All right. Verse 15. And he made in Jerusalem engines. What? Invented cunning, by cunning men to be the towers upon the bulwarks to shoot arrows and great stones withal, and named Slakia, and his name spread far abroad. for he made marvelous help, Slakia, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong.
So it sounds like he got a machine gun. I
It almost do like I was gonna look at that engine. Let's see what the word is here.
It's
Kishanbone,
Charbonne.
Kishanbone, device or invention, huh? So it's just an invention. Uh, yeah, it sure sound like a machine gun that shoot arrows like and throw stones. So it may have been like a what's that thing? A catapult
Mm-hmm.
type thing. It may have been something like that. So it may have catapulted arrows, or it may have catapulted stones as well. So it may have been where the catapult came from. Uh, that huh? Engines,
Yeah.
inventions invented by cunning men in the tower. Huh. That's interesting. That's very interesting because we see that here. I don't think we read this in I don't think we read this in Kings. Let's see if that word is here. No, no, this is where where are we?
We're in
26.
20 con.
Yeah, so this is the first time it's come up. We see it again in Ecclesiastes. So yeah, it's not mentioned in Kings. Interesting. Interesting. So Uzziah may have been the one to spearhead the catapult with the men that he had to making him weapons. So mark that Second Chronicles 26:15. Interesting. Pride in Uzziah's undoing. Pride is Uzziah's undoing. So so okay, so here's a good lesson here because Uzziah is doing a lot of good stuff, but apparently we're about to see some we may see some pride asleep in here. Now this is the commentaries, of course, but uh and surprisingly I don't remember this in Kings, but
Con.
okay, kind of just trying to look see if I can get a little jump on it here. Rain instead. Okay, con. All right, let's continue. Verse 16. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against Yahuwah, his power, and went into the temple of Yahuwah to burn incense upon the altar of incense. And Azariah, priest, went in after him, and with him fourscore priests of Yahuwah that were valiant men. Now that's I don't think you see that anywhere else. Fourscore priests that were valiant men. Like that's a
Mm.
valiant man is a man who's
Going to
uh
war.
yeah, yeah. These are priests, fourscore priests. We tell
Mm-hmm.
80 priests. 80 priests went in, like what you doing here? Let's see. Verse 18. And they withstood Uzziah the king and said unto him, It apparent it apparent not. Is that right? Apparent
Appear appertaineth.
appertaineth. Okay, Slaki. It appertaineth not to you, Uzziah, to burn incense unto Yahuwah, but to the priests, the sons of Aharon, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for you are trespass. Neither shall you be, neither shall it be for your honor from Yahuwah power. What do you say? Uh oh. Verse 19. Then Uzziah was wroth and had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priests, the leprosy even
Mm.
rose up on his forehead before the priests in the house of Yahuwah from beside the incense altar. So look at this. You get, come on, man. You standing here against 80 80 priests. You know what I'm saying? And They correcting you, giving you righteous correction. Like they not even, you know what I'm saying? They're not even overly. That wasn't even a bad exchange.
Right.
They just telling them it's not your spot. It's not your place. You know what I'm saying? And now he wroth so much that the Most High, that's just the Most High right there. That's leprosy. A man can't control that. A man
Right.
can't sprinkle
Exactly.
leprosy on you.
Right. That's the Most High.
Yeah. I mean, good grief. Verse 20. And Azariah, the chief priest, and all the priests looked upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead. And they thrust them out there. Yea, himself hastened to go, also to go out, because Yahuwah had smitten him. You know that's who it was, because can no priest,
Mm-hmm.
can nobody sprinkle no leprosy on you? You know what I'm
Con.
saying? Your your skin go from normal to on his forehead, like just imagine it, just place just
Open or something.
yeah, just change. It go from melanated normal to white as snow.
Mm.
Just a big white spot come right over your head. Like, bruh, you tripping. You can't go in the house of Yahuwah and just act up. What's wrong with you? You don't remember what he did to the sons of Aaron?
Con.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, it's as if, well, because we haven't seen those miracles done, that we forget about 'em, you know. The Most High is just uh something that is in heaven, not
Right,
omnipresent. You know what I mean?
right,
Not able to do all things is what we've is. I'm not saying we, but you know what
right,
people
right.
have
Yeah, yeah.
lessoned him to. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You're exactly right. You 100% right, because that's exactly how he's dealing in this manner. And this was completely unnecessary. Let me just reiterate that, because he didn't. He could have just went to the priest and did it the right way. Now we didn't see. It didn't mention him doing the king's duty according to Torah. The king is to copy a copy of the Torah, to write it with
Hmm.
his hand. And the reason you write it with your hand is so you can remember it. You know what I'm saying? So you can judge the people accordingly, including yourself, because they're judgments for the king in the Torah. So he should have been, dealing with that, and he should have
Hmm.
known that this is not something that he should have been dealing with. Also, he should have recalled exactly what I recalled: uh, the sons of Aaron dealing with burning incense and offer
Hmm.
strange
Strange
fire to
fire.
Yahuwah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, did he even
There
have
was
the
a
right
reason why we
listen?
were required to. It was a reason why the kings were required to read the book of the law.
Absolutely, to copy it so that it would be in them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You remember,
Indeed.
remember when you was in school? And I tell you, when I was in school, my mama used to make me write them spelling words, write them 10 times. I'm like, 10 times?
Indeed. And you remember it.
You
You know.
remembered it? Yeah, you're right. Go in there every week and do a spelling test and get, a good grade on it. Because when you wrote them words, you was having to spell them while you was writing them out. You know what I'm saying? So
Con.
yeah, same thing with this thing. So, all right, verse 21. And Uzziah the king was a leper unto the day of his death, and dwelt in Slakia, and dwelt in a several house,
Severed.
severed house, Slakia.
Oh, several. Con. Several house.
Okay, dwelt in a several house, being a leper, for he was cut off from the house of Yahuwah. And Yatham, his son, was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. Slacky. Let's check out that several house here. Look, why did they do that? That's the same.
Yeah, it's same number.
Huh? Strange. Okay. Uh, the word is
Kuf.
kushuth. Kushuth.
Or maybe it might be cough shoot.
Costs you. Okay, con. Uh, Separateness or freedom. So
Mhm.
separateness. That would
So
definitely apply in this.
he was quarantined.
Con. Yeah. He was definitely quarantined, separated from the house of the Most High because of his leprosy that he did not have to get, but because of his pride, he was a leper until his death. Uh, all right, verse 22. Now the rest of the acts of Uzziah, first and last, did Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, write. So Uzziah slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the field of the burying which belonged to the kings. And they said, he is a leper. And Yatham, his son, reigned in his stead. So Yatham took over. All right, these last couple chapters. So, you mind picking these last couple up?
Oh, indeed, Aki.
Told I about.
This is the book of Dibre Hayamim Bête, chapter 27. Yatham succeeds Uzziah in Yehuda. Verse 1. Yatham was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Yerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And
Okay.
he did that. Oh, Salakia.
It's like, let's just take a quick look at Yerusha here. Uh, Yahusha. Yahusha. I like that. Pronounce it. What is that?
Possessor.
Dispossessor? No, if I like that term. Dispossessor. That don't sound like an endearing term. All right, continue. Yeah, my bad.
Verse 2. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh, according to all that his father Uzziah did. Howbeit, he entered not into the temple of Yahweh, and the people did yet corruptly. He built the high gate of the house of Yahweh, and on the wall of Ophel he built much. Moreover, he built cities in the mountains of Yehuda, and in the forest he built castles and towers. He fought also with the king of the Ammonites, and he prevailed against them. And the children of Ammon gave him the same year 100 talents of silver, and 10,000 measures of wheat, and 10,000 of barley. So much did the children of Ammon pay unto him, both the second year and the third. Hallelujah.
So yeah, he's selecting a nice what's it called? Tribute.
hmm
Yeah, yeah,
Verse 6. Oh, this is a short one.
yeah.
So Yatham became mighty because he prepared his ways before Yahweh, his power. Man, that ought to be on a license plate, on a
Con.
T-shirt.
We did we look at your thumb? I don't think we did.
I don't remember. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
Yahuwah is perfect.
Wow.
Oh, I like that one. Yatham. I like that name. That is a nice name. Yatham. Yatham. And it's smooth too, Yatham. It's not even uh I like that. Yatham. Yahuwah is perfect. I
hmm
like that. I like that one. Yeah, Con.
Verse 7. Now the rest of the acts of Yatham and all his wars and his ways, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Yehuda. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And Yatham slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of Dawid. And Ahaz, his son, reigned in his stead.
Con. All right, let me
Hallelujah.
finish. I didn't realize this was such a short book right there. Or yeah,
Yeah,
chapter.
kind uh, this is the book of Dibre Hayamim Bête, chapter 28. Ahaz succeeds Jotham in Yehuda. Verse 1. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. But he did not that which was right in the sight of Yahweh, like Dawid his father. For he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel, and made also molten images of evil. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the sons of, and he burnt his children in the fire after the abominations of the heathen whom Yahweh had cast out before the children of Israel.
Khan. Let's take a look at that name
It
here.
just, I'm not sure what it is. It just kind of seemed like it was
Lament,
wickedness, but I guess,
yeah,
yeah,
lamentation.
lamentation.
That's what that means, but I'm sure that that's a let me see, because it looks like a proper noun. The way they got it set up here, Zion, evil counsel of planes. Well, it may be a location. May just be a location. Yeah, Khan. No sweat, no sweat. All
Okay,
right, well,
God.
let's continue.
All right. Verse 4. He sacrificed also and burnt incense in the high places and on the hills and under every green tree. Yehuda is invaded. Verse 5. Wherefore Yahweh his power delivered him into the hand of the king of Syria, and they smote him and carried away a great multitude of them captives and brought them to Damascus. And he was also delivered into the hand of the king of Israel, who smote him with a great slaughter. For Pekah, the son of Remaliah, slew in Yehuda 120,000 in one day, which were all valiant men, because they had forsaken Yahweh power of their fathers. Wow.
That's crazy.
All right. Verse 7. And Zikri, a mighty man of Ephraim, slew Maaseiah, the king's son, and as Rickham, the governor of the house, and Elkanah, that was next to the king. And the children of Israel carried away captive of their brethren 200,000 women, sons, and daughters, and took also away much spoil from them, and brought the spoil to Samaria. But a prophet of Yahweh was there, whose name was Oded, and he went out before the host that came to Samaria, and said unto them, Behold, because Yahweh power of your fathers was wrought with Yehuda, he hath delivered them into your hand, and ye have slain them in a rage that reacheth up into the Shemaims. And now ye purpose to keep under the children of Yehuda and Jerusalem for bondmen and bondwomen unto you. But are there not with you, Slakia, but are there not with you, even with you, sins against Yahweh your power?
Mm.
Now hear me, therefore, and deliver the captives again, which ye have taken captive of your brethren, for the fierce wrath of Yahweh is upon you. Then certain of the heads of the children of Ephraim, Azariah the son of Johanan, Berechiah the son of Meshlemath, and Yekaziah, Slakia, Yahazekiah the son of Shalom, and Amasai the son of Hedali, stood up against them that came from the war, and said unto them, Ye shall not bring in the captives hither, for whereas we have offered against Yahweh already, ye intend to add more to our sins and to our trespass. For our trespass is great, and there is fierce wrath against Israel. You know, it's like you hear these brothers standing up when this is
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to be done. Where were these brothers at? Where, something similar to these brothers when all the folly was going on beforehand.
Khan. That's what I'm saying. You definitely got to have men who not gonna just allow you to just be, you know what I'm saying, to just go off, and that's in any situation. Bring it to modern day times. If you got a congregation, if you got a camp, you got to have, three elders or three somebodies to keep order. If
Mm-hmm.
you got one man over the congregation, he got to appoint three captains. Like, look here, y'all gonna be my confidants or whatever. uh, and not only that, but we talk all the time. We talked before about having elders. Being accountable to somebody, uh, and that's just got to flow all the way up. So you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm accountable to the Messiah," and that's it. Can't a man tell me nothing? Like, nah. Once you get to that point, you no good to anybody, because you can really much do anything. You know what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
a man can't tell you something, if you can't take correction, if if you if the order is the Most High, the Messiah, and you, who can tell you anything? Because the Most High and the Messiah are not sending word down here. Well, we got the book, but they're
Mhm.
not sending. You know what I'm saying? And now, don't get me wrong. I think that they probably do deal with people at a certain level. Uh,
But there has to be some type of order,
yeah,
and those
accountability.
who do judgment.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just imperative. It's imperative that we have this situation, and you can't just depend on your own self or your own will. You and we do what I mean. We do because it's in us to serve the Most High. It's in you to keep these commandments and to walk in these statutes. The judgment that's suspended for this time frame. Of course, we're in this captivity, but the laws, the statutes, the commandments. These are the things that we should be carrying out. And if you go off from that, you off. Whether
Con.
a man see you or not, you off. If you ain't correcting yourself, but you get to a place where you dealing with idols and you worshiping, you know, things made with hands, that's a whole other thing. That's a
Mhm.
completely other thing. So let's continue here.
All right, verse 14. So the armed men left the captives and the spoil before the princes of all the congregation, and the men which were expressed by name rose up and took the captives, and with the spoil clothed all that were naked among them, and arrayed them, and shod them, and gave them to eat and to drink, and anointed them, and carried all the feeble of them upon donkeys, and brought them to Jericho, the city of palm trees, to their brethren. Then they returned to Samaria. So,
Mhm.
that was compassion, towards
Right,
their brethren,
right,
you
right.
know.
And that should be. We should always be. We should never be like completely just just like treating. And I understand. Let them alone. They've gone to idols. Let them alone. I get that. But these are still our brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So if they gonna if they would ever come back, if they were ever to come back, how would they come back? Except what I'm saying, we deal with them and compassion. You know
It
what I'm saying?
kind, it's I'm not gonna say it's ironic, but because I mean, it actually happened. But we read about this compassion that they show. But I want to say Pekah is the king that is the king that is there when the Syrians come and take them away.
Okay, kind.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
it's just that it's almost like a reconciliation, so to speak, between northern and southern.
hmm
And before that gets a chance to happen, our brothers from the north go into captivity.
Right, kind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we see during the time of Hamashiach and during the time of the taught ones, the disciples or the apostles, that they were coming back. They were coming to keep the
Mm-hmm.
feast.
Yeah,
Uh,
come.
you had Northern Kingdom, showing up and you know keeping the way that the Most High had set forth. So I mean, they definitely were. They were hearing, and a lot of the not a lot, but a few of the parables that we read, Hamashiach delivering, like the prodigal son. That was the Northern Kingdom. That was them talking. He was talking about the Northern Kingdom, making way for them to come home.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Indeed.
that son that went out and spent his portion and came to himself like my father have everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
yeah, the servants at my father's house eat better than
yeah,
we're eating.
and what I'm eating right now. Yeah, I'm trying to eat pig slop.
Right.
So yeah, kind of the husk. These scriptures say the husk
Mhm.
that the swine ate, and so yeah, he got his mind right, went home, and his father saw him and ran to meet him. Was happy to
Mhm.
see him. Bring the
When
best robe and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. Uh,
got
my
a
son
calf
who was
together
lost.
for him.
Yeah, kind.
Had a feast.
Absolutely. But that was, and then of course you had Yehuda, or the representation of Yehuda, the older brother, was wroth. Like you ain't did this for me. You ain't made Mary with me and my friends can do this type of celebration, but for your son come,
Mhm.
like son, everything I got it belong to you. Everything is yours because you've been with me from the beginning. And yeah, that was the Southern Kingdom compared to the Northern Kingdom that had gone off. But
Mhm.
yeah, he was trying to repair that breach, because we gotta be together. We stronger together, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. So I mean, we only see that with two king. Well, with two kings. I mean, not so much with Shaul, not really as much, but with Dawid and with Solomon, you know, uh,
Mhm.
we see that we were definitely stronger together. So
Come.
yeah.
All right. This is the book of Dibre Hayamim, chapter Bait, chapter 28. Uh, compromise with Assyria, verse 16. At that time did King Ahaz send unto the kings of Assyria to help him. For again the Edomites had come and smitten Yehuda and carried away captives.
Mm,
The Philistines also had invaded the cities of the low country and of the south of Yehuda, and had taken Beth Shemesh and Ayalon and Gederoth and Shoko with the villages thereof, and Timnah with the villages thereof, Gim Gimzo also and the villages thereof, and they dwelt there. For Yahweh brought Yehuda low because of Ahaz, king of Israel, for he made Yehuda naked and transgressed sore against Yahweh. And Tilgath Pilneser, king of Assyria, came unto him and distressed him, but strengthened him not. For Ahaz took away a portion out of the house of Yahweh, and out of the house of the king, and of the princes, and gave it unto the king of Assyria, but he helped him not. And in the time of his distress did he trespass yet more against Yahweh, that is, that King Ahaz.
mm,
For he sacrificed unto the deities of Damascus,
mm,
which smote him. And he said, because the deities of the kings of Syria helped them, therefore will I sacrifice to them, that they may help me. But they were the ruin of him and of all Israel.
mm.
Wow, there it is.
My gracious. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand it. I can never understand how anybody, any king, anybody could go against the Most High. That's basically when you go and deal with an idol, you are going in opposition. You are putting yourself in opposition to the Most High. And I don't understand why we got all this history. They had all this history. This was you got the last few of your generations. All you got to do is understand your last few generations. Why in the world would you go off?
Come.
It's unreasonable. It's unreasonable. But sadly,
All right, verse 24. And Ahaz gathered together the vessels of the house of the Most High, and cut in pieces the vessels of the house of the Most High, and shut up the doors of the house of Yahweh. And he made him altars in every corner of Jerusalem, and in every several city of Yehuda. He made high places to burn incense unto other deities, and provoked the anger of Yahweh, power of his fathers. Now the rest of his acts in all of his ways, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of the kings of Yehuda and Israel. And Ahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city, even in Jerusalem. But they brought him not into the sepulchres of the kings of Israel. And Hezekiah, or Slakia, and Hezekiah, Yahu, his son, reigned in his stead.
Oh, praises. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Oh, praises, man. That's you know, uh I honestly I don't know. Uh it's just frustrating. It's really frustrating to read how these evils just come about and they just continuously go time after time, evil after evil. One do good, another do evil. If your father do good, you should do good. I mean, why would you stray from what your father did? Your father prospered. Why would you go off when your father prospered and doing righteousness? Well, I'm gonna do the opposite of him. I'm gonna do evil. I don't understand that. I can't understand it for anything. Honestly, it's unreasonable. But I just pray that we read these texts for the edification of the people. And I pray that anybody who's hearing this, who's following along, reading with us, is edified and understands that these things are not to be done. You know, that's why the Most High have given us um, these texts so that we can get a good understanding of what we should do and what we should not do. You can learn from people by two ways: what they say and what they do. So if they do that which is folly and they go off and they get punished, then you know when you go off, you get punished.
Hmm.
Same thing with the good. They do good, they get barakah, a blessing. Then you know that could be you in the same situation. So that's all I got on it. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
Oh, just some more good reading from the top to the end or to the bottom. Uh, reading about the kings and how they ruled. I'm thinking about that first king that we read about, Joash, and
Mhm.
how he was young, but how he had the right heart and the right spirit at one point, and how he wanted to be pleasing in the Most High sight, and how he had began to restore the walls and what had been tore down before. But even then, I believe he had slew Jehoiada's son, when Jehoiada's son was telling them about their folly, and they slew him. So it's just it's crazy, man. Like our people can move righteously at moments, but then you just have you putting your head down and shaking it at other moments, man. Reading some of it.
Kind.
I'm trying to think what else. We read about how it trips me out how we were reading into detail about a lot of what we had already previously read, but reading about how the Ephraimites came and aided one of the southern kings against the Edomites.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, you guys are banding together. Like, why isn't that a focal point?
Right.
For us to come back together. You had
Kind.
mentioned that we're stronger together, and that is very true.
Mhm.
Um, I think a lot of that also, I would say, has to do with the Most High's timing when
Mhm.
He decides to put those sticks back together. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Definitely.
you
Definitely.
know, it's something that we definitely do look forward to.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think of anything else that stood out. Oh, the names also. I while we were reading that name,
Right.
Uzziah.
Mhm.
When we were reading that, like after we learned what it meant, I started just reciting it in my head over and
Right. Right.
over.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the way I feel.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
the Most High is my strength.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh is my strength. Uzziah.
Mhm.
What was the other one that we read?
Yeah, the smooth one, that short one. I want to say it was last couple. What was his name? You,
Let's
uh,
see,
I'm looking here.
Yatham.
Yatham. That's it. Yatham. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good. That's a nice. It's not like overly. Uh, it's not over, but yeah,
Uh huh.
that's a nice little
And
smooth little.
and and that is Yahweh is perfect.
All right, kind. Yahweh.
Uzziah, Yatham,
All right.
Uzziah, Yatham. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind.
Yahweh is perfect.
Yeah,
Yahweh, my strength. You know,
kind. Yeah,
uh, just all praises, man.
yeah.
Really good reading.
Hallelujah.
Blessed. Been a blessing.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Definitely a Barakai in getting into the scripts again on this Yom Shishi evening. And all praises to Yahuwah Bahashem Yahushua HaMashiach. And we'll end it here with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Remember to, when you hear the conclusion of the whole matter, to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Why? Because this is the whole reason for man. This is the duty of man. This is what man is meant for to do. Uh, in the conclusion of everything and at the end of it all, fear the Most High and keep
Mhm.
his commandments. Why? Because this is what a man is meant to do. This is the whole duty of man. All praises. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power Yahuwah, by Hashem Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. We say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.